And now the WB welcomes you to Savannah Sunday. You're about to enter a world of passion and deception. A world that in just 3 weeks has changed Sunday nights for millions of TV viewers.
You think I'm asking to be your maid?
Well, how else could you stay here?
This is the only home I've ever known.
This isn't business. It's all personal.
See why the New York Times calls Savannah stunningly sizzling. And now, Aaron Spelling's Savannah.
Previously on Savannah.
What I think was the biggest mistake I ever made, leaving you to go to New York. I always thought we'd get back together after college. I didn't expect you to get married.
You don't have a damn dime to your name.
I mortgaged Mother's house.
What, do you expect me to make the payments?
You know, I don't want your help with the mortgage, and I don't want your help with anything. I'm packing my bags and I'm moving in with Lane.
Edward had promised me that he would leave you money in his will if I never told anyone that he's your father.
Edward Burton is my father.
Last will and testament.
Reese! Reese! Oh. I thought Reese was in here.
Sorry, Miss Burton. I know I shouldn't be in your office. It's just...
What is it, dear?
Well, when I was a little girl, every time I was upset, I would sneak into your office and curl up in your chair and imagine that my daddy was coming home to me, loaded down with riches. Reality is, my daddy left when I was a baby and never turned back. And my mother's in jail for murder.
You have had some tough breaks. There's no doubt about that.
Do you think that biology is destiny? Because if it is, I got some awful bad blood in my veins.
So that's hogwash. Blood is like gasoline. Just fuels your body. Nothing more. Hell, go get a transfusion if it makes you feel any better.
I wish I'd known my father.
Now, what good would that have done? A lot of people have no-count fathers, and they still amount to something. You can do the same.
I wish you had been my father.
That's very flattering.
I know I lived here with Mother, but now that she's gone, I was wondering if I could stay on.
You want your mother's job?
Job? You think I'm asking to be your maid?
Well, how else could you stay here, dear?
This is the only home I've ever known.
Peyton, honey, you're not a child anymore. And how would it look a man of my age letting a young lady like yourself stay here for no apparent reason? You have to think of your reputation.
I'm not worried about my reputation.
Well, I am. It would be unseemly.
Unseemly.
I know you've had a hard time. Yeah. This ought to get you into a real nice apartment. All right? And if you need a reference, you have them call me. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a lot of work to do here.
That son of a bitch wanted to know if I would be his maid. You know, he's throwing me out of the house.
You can't let him know you're taking it so hard.
Taking it hard? You told me he's my father.
Edward Burton will never admit that.
He will before I am through with him. I am getting what's due to me come hell or high water.
Good afternoon, miss.
I need some legal advice for a friend.
Friend? No, we're not in a B-grade movie. I can't help you if you won't tell me the truth, Miss...
Carter. Hillary Carter.
Miss Carter.
Well, the truth is that I'm being cheated out of my inheritance.
Who's cheating you?
My father.
And why is he doing that?
Because I'm his bastard daughter who's too ashamed to admit he has.
Do you have any proof of that?
Now, what kind of proof did you want? Did my mother put his name on my birth certificate? No. Did he marry her? No. Was my 17-year-old mother from a trailer park good enough for his blue blood family? What do you think?
I think that you're a very angry young lady.
I just found out about this, mister. My mother has been living with it her whole life.
So now you're out to right all the wrongs.
That jerk hired some mill worker to marry my mother just so I'd have a last name. Then that mill worker left town, and this is the best part. My biological father then conceded to hire my mother as his maid.
This man doesn't sound like the Good Samaritan. Why do you expect to get anything from him now?
Because I found out his secret.
What kind of leverage does that give you?
My mother promised never to tell anyone if he put me in his will. I want proof that I'm in that will. I want proof that I get half of everything he owns.
Why half?
Because he has another daughter, one he owns up to.
Even his legitimate daughter has no claim.
What?
A parent has no obligation to leave anything to a child over the age of majority.
Nothing?
Well, he could leave every dime he owns to a blue-tick hound if he wanted to.
Lord.
What's your current relationship with this man?
Well, he doesn't know that I hate his guts, if that's what you mean.
Well, I think I'd try to stay in his good graces and see if he won't hold up his end of the bargain.
Right. And all the while, he'd be showering his other daughter with money. Money that should be mine.
There's nothing you can do about that other daughter.
Don't bet on it. Oh, Reese, you always cheer me up, so can I cry on your shoulder?
Of course. Oh, Peyton, honey, I'm just devastated about your mother being in jail, too.
Well, it's not only that. Your father's kicking me out of the house.
What?
Well, he said it wouldn't look proper.
My father is so heartless.
Well, it's only thinking about my reputation.
Don't even think about saying anything nice about Reese's father. She'll kill you.
Why?
Now, they had a falling out. Oh. He said I could never find a decent job. I said he was wrong, and I stormed out. Of course, most people wait until they can support themselves before they move out.
And you don't have a job.
Can't believe I majored in art history. What was I thinking? She wouldn't need a job. Quit talking like my father. It was a joke. My father is a horse's rear end.
Have you told him that?
That he's a horse's ass? No.
Uh-huh, and you've got to do something about all that anger. You keep it bottled up like that, you're going to wind up with an ulcer.
Peyton's right.
You know, I saw a psychologist on a TV talk show that says you should write down everything that you hate about a person in a letter.
That would only make matters worse than they already are.
No, you don't mail the letter. You just get all that baggage off your chest. You feel better.
I think I'll go get a pen.
No wonder Edward Burton didn't mind losing this boat to you. It's sinking in red ink. Look at this.
Well, he wouldn't have kept it going all these years if it didn't pay.
It was a toy Edward Burton could write off on his tax return. You, kiddo, have nothing to write this baby off against.
I'm not selling.
Of course not. Why would you sell the boat when keeping it and losing money hand over fist is such a great way to get revenge against Burton? Doesn't die laughing over that, nothing will kill the old coot.
Thanks for the support.
Tom, you can't mix business goals with personal grudges.
This isn't business. It's all personal.
Well, in that case, I want out.
Fine. Send me a postcard from Cancun or Jupiter or wherever it is that you land.
Don't get cute with me. I want my share of this con, and I want it now. I put up half of the setup money. If I'm gonna go out on my own, I need operating capital. You owe it to me.
I'll take out a loan against the boat. You'll get your money.
You may be the top of the heap in business, but as a parent, you've hit rock bottom. So you can take your money and stuff it. When you're 6 feet under, your bank book won't be visiting you in your grave, and thanks to your big ego, neither will I. I let it all hang out.
Oh, way, way out.
Yeah, and then some. But don't you feel better?
Boy, do I.
See, I told you it would work.
Yeah, it did. You know, and after I finished griping, I didn't feel nearly as angry.
You weren't?
No, I began remembering all the good things he did for me. Dad really loved me, he just didn't know how to show it. So, I wrote a sweet letter.
Oh. A sweet letter?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna call a truce, and this one I'm gonna mail.
Oh, that's great.
Let's get something to eat. We can drop this off at the post office, and Dad should get it by tomorrow. And this one, I'm getting rid of. Thanks for your advice, Peyton. Oh, you're a miracle worker.
Well, I try.
Let's go.
Okay.
You guys, I gotta get my purse.
Well, hurry up.
Okay.
Thank you, dear. It's very good.
Morning.
Morning.
I know I look a mess. I've been packing, getting ready to move.
You found an apartment?
Well, actually, Brees invited me to live with her.
She probably needs your rent money, dear.
Well, she said she wanted to try to make it on her own, though I can't for the life of me figure out why.
Yeah. She'll come to her senses when all the bills start rolling in.
I told her she should thank her lucky stars to have such a wonderful father, but...
What?
Oh, nothing.
No, what is it?
Well, she said that hell would freeze over before she came crawling back to you, and then she called you a few unprintable names.
What an ungrateful child.
That's exactly what I said to her. Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have told you.
No, I'm glad you did.
Well, I'll try to have my things out by tomorrow. Dean Collins said he'd help me move.
Take your time, dear. You take your time.
Hi. I'll take that, thanks.
You're welcome.
Dear Dad, I'm so sorry. Oh, please.
I can do that ironing for you.
No, thank you. I'm fine.
You iron your towels?
Yes, well, I'm very particular. Thank you for offering.
Savannah will return after these messages. And now we return to Savannah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
My fault. Hi, Reese.
Tom, hi. What are you doing here?
Banking? Is this where you bank?
No, I was here, well, I was talking to,
Applying for a job.
yeah.
Well, you'd be great in a bank, dealing with the public.
Yeah, well, they turned me down.
I'll move my account.
Yeah, it's not the job I really wanted. None of them are. Well, no. There's the ad for the quality control director at the chocolate factory. But when it comes to chocolate, I gladly forego quality for quantity, so I doubt they'll want me either.
I'm sure you'll find something.
I better be quick. My phone bill came today.
I'd offer you a job on the riverboat, but,
What kind of job?
waiting tables. Doesn't pay much.
How much?
Minimum wage plus tips.
I'll take it.
That was quick.
Did I mention my electric bill came too?
I wish I had something that paid a little better. This boat, it's not a big moneymaker.
Yeah, Dad was always belly aching about that too. He drove Senator Harlan crazy getting that gambling license approved.
What gambling license?
Dad was turning the boat into a casino. He didn't tell you.
No.
Probably wanted you to lose your shirt after you beat him. So, when do I report to work? Tonight?
That sounds good to me, yeah.
I'll be there with bells on.
May I have the number for Senator Harlan's office, please?
Oh, thanks. And put that in my bedroom. Careful, there's breakables in there.
You got it. Hi.
Hey,
Terrific today.
thanks. Did you have to get Dean to bring your stuff over?
Well, let's see. He's got a truck. He works for free. Yeah, I had to get Dean to come over.
Well, would you let me know before you invite him over again?
Why?
Because I don't know if I hate him for arresting me or love him for getting me off.
You love me for getting you off?
Oh, you are not as cute as you think you are.
Yes, I am.
See what I mean?
What?
Oh, he's infuriating.
That's because you have wicked, evil thoughts about his body.
I do not.
Oh, yes, you do. You see, he doesn't infuriate me because to me he's just plain old Dean Collins I've known all my life. He infuriates you because to you he is drop-dead gorgeous Dean Collins who you have lusted after all your life. Mm-mm. And I put that in the kitchen, and Elaine said that she would like to make you some iced tea.
Boy, I'd be grateful for that.
I'm gonna get used to this.
I have to, leave for a job interview.
How about dinner tonight?
I can't.
Do you have a reason?
You know my reason. You're married.
And I'll be married until I find my wife, and that's why I did this. Read the part I circled.
To Jean L. Collins, you are hereby notified that the above styled action seeking divorce was filed. You're giving legal notice that you're divorcing her?
My lawyer says this is the first step.
Oh, Dean. This must be so hard for you.
Well, no one likes to fail, and my marriage sure was a bust.
Well, what went wrong?
Basically, I could never do or say anything to please Jeannie.
Why not? You're the nicest man I know.
I guess she thought I didn't love her. Said I married her on a rebound, and I could never convince her otherwise.
Rebound from what?
From you.
Me? I was 1,000 miles away from here.
Oh, she was eaten up with jealousy over you.
Oh.
She said I'd never stop loving you.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
No, it's not.
Just over there by the end of the bar, please. Thank you.
The bank accept the boat as collateral?
Sure did.
So do you have a check or cash? Because I want cash.
Either.
Excuse me? The correct answer would be cash.
Well, I can't give it to you. I invested it.
Oh, this better be good.
I put the money up for a gambling license.
A gambling license for what?
For the riverboat. It required a security bond, et cetera, et cetera.
You put up my half of the boat for a gambling license?
We are going to make a fortune.
Or go broke. I heard about this guy in New Orleans. He spent millions putting in a casino on a riverboat. They went belly up within 2 weeks.
It won't happen to me.
You have no right to bet my share.
Don't be so short-sighted, Veronica.
You owe me.
Unless I'm mistaken, there isn't a lot you can do about the situation. The boat is in my name.
Who the hell do you think you are? You were hustling quarters in the street when I found you. If it weren't for me, you wouldn't even be near this damn boat. I made you, and now you're gonna screw me out of my share.
I'm staying here. I'm putting gambling in. End of story.
Oh, not by a long shot. Obviously, you still have a lot to learn, and believe me, it is going to be my pleasure teaching you.
Well, you look like the cat that ate the canary. Did you find a job? I'm gonna be a waitress.
You?
Anyone can carry glasses.
Thank you very much.
Oh, I'm sorry, Peyton. That came out wrong. I was just thinking of what your father will say.
Oh, is he called yet?
Oh, not that I know of.
No, there was no message on the machine.
Should have gotten my letter by now. Why don't you call him? You think so? Oh, he'll be thrilled to hear from you. Here goes. I'm so glad you're making up with your father. It's ringing.
Hello.
Daddy? It's me. Dad? Are you there, Daddy? Daddy?
Savannah will return after these messages. And now we return to Savannah.
Well, Veronica.
I'm sorry to drop in unannounced, but I was just driving by, and I've had this box of cigars in my car for days and kept meaning to bring it over.
Cigars?
Yeah, Tom found them in the boat, so I presume they're yours. Yeah. I hope they didn't get ruined in my car.
Yeah.
Actually, I kind of hope they did get ruined.
Pardon me for not following you.
Well, there's nothing I hate more than a man who smokes, and I'd hate to hate you.
Well, I take that as a compliment. Please don't correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're not. Well, I better get going.
Oh, we have an appointment?
No, I'm just trying to extricate myself from an embarrassing situation.
I've been looking for a good reason to give up smoking. Come on, let's go out and get some fresh air.
Okay.
All the rotten timing. I wish I didn't have to start work tonight. I want to straighten things out with Dad.
Well, I think hanging up on you that way was inexcusable.
Makes me so sad I want to cry and so angry I want to hit him, and I'm nervous as I'll get out about doing well tonight. Please tell me if I make any mistakes taking orders.
No, you are going to do great. Now just get in there and hustle, okay?
Oh, Peyton, this is my boss, Tom Masick. Wish me luck.
A pleasure to meet you.
Likewise.
Well, when I heard some stranger won the riverboat, I envisioned some bald, pot-belly old man with tobacco-stained teeth.
Well, so sorry to disappoint you.
Hardly.
So you're Reese's friend?
Yeah, well, we're practically sisters.
Can I get you a drink?
Well, kind of a tough customer. I tend to bar myself from time to time.
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously.
Because we're not through hiring around here, if you're interested.
Yeah, I would love to work with Reese.
Did you see us at Reese Burton Station? Of course. Oh, here she is. Oh, this is the first job Reese has ever had. Can you imagine?
Hell no, I've been working since I was 8.
May I get you a drink?
I'll have a Hilty Dilty with a lemon wedge on the side. Oh, and hold the cherries.
Oh, you can't have a Hilty Dilty without cherries. Leave the cherries in, forget the lemon, and have the bartender put in a slice of pineapple.
Oh, no, I'm allergic to pineapple. Do you have papaya?
I'll see.
Oh, not papaya, mango.
Oh, I'm sorry. Make that mango.
Or kiwi, if you don't have the mango. Reese? We'll have 2 beers. Any brand you choose.
Coming right up, sir.
We'll talk about it.
2 beers, please.
You doing all right?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Is your boss single?
Yes, but I saw him first.
Good to see you again.
Good evening, Mr. Burton. Follow me.
All right.
Here are your drinks.
Oh, very cute, Reese.
I better get a big fat tip from you, Dean Collins, or they'll be hell to pay. Good evening. Would you care for a drink?
Veronica, you know my daughter, Reese? And I was afraid that you'd never get a job commensurate with your talents.
Daddy?
I sent her to private school, and she's become a barmaid. Can you imagine how proud I am?
I think I'll go powder my nose.
Veronica, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to involve you in family problems. Just that who knew my daughter'd be waiting tables here.
I'll powder my nose a long time.
Oh.
Why are you being so mean? Didn't you get my letter?
Oh, I got your letter all right.
Well, I met you halfway. Couldn't you give a little?
Halfway? You said I was the devil incarnate.
What?
That I'd hit rock bottom as a parent. That I was a money-grubbing parasite who didn't have one single redeeming social grace. Now, how in the hell is that meeting me halfway?
Oh, my God, Daddy, I mailed the wrong letter. That wasn't meant for you.
And what money-grubbing father did you mean it for?
I meant it for you, but...
But?
I didn't mean to mail it.
Well, that's typical of you, Reese. You don't even have a backbone to stand up for your own convictions.
Getting a kick out of this, aren't you?
More than you'll ever know. What are you doing with Edward Burton?
Gosh, that is a puzzle, isn't it? Why would I go out with a sexy rich man? I'm stumped.
You're not even trying to understand.
I do understand. That's the problem.
Look, this is a horrible, horrible mistake, Mr.
Lane, my daughter's old enough to speak for herself. She's old enough to have a job. She's old enough to do any damn fool thing she wants.
I'm sorry, Daddy.
Veronica, can we eat somewhere else?
Of course.
Tom?
Hey, you can talk to him later.
Yeah, you sure can.
I'm so embarrassed.
You all right?
Am I fired?
Of course not.
And I'm all right. Excuse me.
I cannot imagine growing up with a father like that.
Yeah, poor Reese.
Poor Reese.
Everyone says poor Reese. I think it's great she stood up to her old man. I never thought I'd see Reese stand up to anyone. Not like you. You're one tough cookie.
Oh, I'm not.
You are too. Look how long it took me to get you over here.
I only came for the food. Oh, I miss this in New York. The late night breakfast after partying. Smells great.
Smokehouse bacon. Tastiest way to clog your arteries. Have a bite. Why don't we have breakfast in the morning?
I did pretty well for a first night. Broke a $60 bottle of champagne, made $12.50 in tips, and lost my father.
It was a memorable first night.
Guess I'm as incompetent as my father says I am.
Reese, you are not incompetent.
The only thing I know how to do well is shop.
Oh, come on.
My father always wanted me to be the prettiest little girl in Savannah. So I turned into a world-class shopper to please him.
Well, he was treating you like a trophy instead of a person.
I never asked to be treated that way. He was always sending me off with his charge cards to go and buy something new. I think he did it to keep from having to pay attention to me.
I'll give your father credit for one thing. He took a brilliant young woman and succeeded in undermining all of her self-confidence.
And after her mother died, Reese looked like she was going to break. I was so worried about her, you know. I constantly tried to build up her self-confidence. You know, I told her she was the prettiest little girl in town. And...
I'm sure you were very supportive.
Well, maybe I was too damn supportive. I gave her everything she asked for. Spoiled her rotten. That's just how she turned out, rotten.
Don't be so hard on yourself. You've nothing to apologize for. You've been a great father. You know what? It's time you started thinking about yourself for a change.
My daughter tells me that's all I do think about.
Try for just 1 minute to release her from your thoughts. Just 1 minute.
All right. Oh, yeah, that feels good.
You see?
Yes. Huh?
Now what are you thinking about?
Oh, I'm glad you asked.
I like that thought. Any others?
You sure have a great shoulder to lean on, mister. And I've taken advantage of it long enough. I should be going home.
You know, I have to apologize.
For what?
For being as shallow as your father. For being so bowled over by your looks, I couldn't see through the person underneath them.
You've never seen me in the morning before my coffee.
It is my intention to do that someday.
Savannah will return after these messages.
Oh, Mama, you should have seen it. Edward Burton threw a wall-eyed fit at the riverboat, and Reese was in tears. It was beautiful.
You take pleasure in other people's misery.
I don't just take pleasure in it, Mama. I take credit for it.
Don't you have an ounce of forgiveness?
Has that man ever asked for forgiveness?
I'm not worried about him. I'm worried about you. The only person you hurt when you're filled with hate is yourself.
That's right, Mama. Look at you. You're in jail and you could go to the electric chair and you sit here talking about forgiveness? Don't you want to see that man roast in hell?
I blame myself completely. I should have never stayed in his house. I just thought if I were...
What? What, that he'd pay you off? What? Oh, Mother. You thought that you would win him back.
And we could be a real family.
I can't believe that you are still in love with that monster.
Oh, he's not a monster.
Has he ever come to visit?
He will.
I can't believe how blind you are. I will ask him to come with me next time I visit.
I'd like that.
Hey.
Hi. Morning.
Morning.
I hope you like it. I let the servants go. Made us some French toast.
I feel like the Queen of Sheba.
Sheba? Is that a good thing?
It is in my book. Champagne?
I feel a little self-conscious, doing anything for anybody after I read my daughter's letter.
Well, let me put your mind at ease. You can spoil the living daylights out of me.
Oh, there's nothing that would please me more, my dear. Nothing. Oh, strawberries. Don't forget the strawberries, little garnish. I worked hard all my life to build up a good business so I could leave something to Reese. She doesn't want any part of it. She'd rather be a waitress. Can you figure that?
She wants to be independent.
No, she doesn't know what she wants.
Last night you said your biggest mistake was giving her everything she ever wanted. Maybe being on her own without any help from you would be a good lesson for her. Worked for me.
How so?
My parents had money, but they didn't give me a red cent. They said an inheritance stifled ambition.
And you turned out like $1 million.
It wouldn't hurt your daughter to let her think she has to make it on her own.
Reese could do with a dose of self-confidence.
I'm glad we never slept together in high school.
Why? Was it that bad?
No, it was that good. And I wouldn't have known enough to appreciate it back then.
We have a lot of lost years to make up for.
No. No. You are not stopping me from having breakfast again, Dean Collins. No. No, I'm telling you, I'm not going. Oh, shoot, don't you dare open that door yet. You wait till I'm out of here.
Dean.
Jeannie.
I was wrong to leave you. I am so sorry, honey.
But I'm back now, for good.
Sam Myers, please. Hi, Sam. How's my favorite attorney? Oh, now, forget about your golf swing now, Sammy. You're an embarrassment to the country club. Look, I got some work for you, Sammy. Well, I want to change my will. I'm dropping Reese as a beneficiary. Sam? Don't lecture me about value of family now. Just do as I say. Lucille? No, that was all hogwash. Yeah, Lucille was such a tramp. Who knows if anything she said had nickels with the truth in it. Nobody believe her now anyway. She's sitting in jail, charged with murder. Cut Lucille and Peyton out, too. Well, I don't know. That is a problem, isn't it? Well, hell, let's put on our thinking caps. Let's see, why don't we do like, J. Paul Getty? We'll set up a nice little museum with my name plastered all over. That way I can leave everything to myself. Huh? Good idea? All right, you write it up and I'll be in after my golf game and sign it. Thank you, Sam.
Stay tuned for upcoming scenes from the next episode of Savannah. Thanks for visiting Savannah and for making Aaron Spelling's drama the most talked about show of 1996. You can read about Savannah in the current issue of Entertainment Weekly. And be sure to tell your friends that we'll be here every week as your 1-hour alternative to 2-hour TV movies. Make every Sunday Savannah Sunday, here at the WB.